The first ever that I've seen rockwork with a play function.
Slinky mode.
Slinky mode.
Hey guys, Doug Hughes here, here to talk to you about our science fiction collaboration. We're calling it Dispute on LV 4273. As I've been telling all of the kids that come through, it's dispute over this bubblegum river that is a precious resource. Team Blue here built a base and is defending, and Team Olive is attacking with some extremely large hardware. And so we had a group of us, I don't want to say like 10, 12 people, all contributed bits and pieces, different amounts, different vehicles, collaborated all kind of online, and it all came together here. Let's see, what else?
Was there a kind of a standard for each person building, or was it just kind of like follow a color scheme and then bring what you want?
Yeah, we had some rules, so it was pretty democratic. This was not the most tightly controlled collaboration, I would say, but that was okay. You know, it kind of came together, and like you said, so we'd say, okay, there's a general theme for blue, and so it's mainly light bluish gray, but dark blue accents with white and some black, something like that. And then olive would be mainly olive with orange accents and a few other things. And then just kind of go at it. And people sent out a couple of those drone ideas really early on, and that got the juices flowing. So Simon Liu especially was really keyed up on the whole olive thing. That's a big thing for him. So basically, I actually think that's the genesis of this whole thing, was he had made an olive drone, and that just got all of us thinking and talking about what we could do. So.
There you go. So which section did you work on building then, and then we can launch in with the rest of the builders?
Yeah, sounds great. So I worked on this front left section here. So it's 4 of the 18 base plates, and so it includes the main part of the lighting, and these are LED strips underneath trans dark pink, and we've got a strip of fluorescent lighting, like plastic sheeting that they'd use to diffuse that light under there. So it kind of helps break up the point lights.
But it looks really great with that color of brick there, yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was really happy. For a little while, I wanted to do just like plain yellow, and I could do all sorts of cool stuff with like pouring and all that stuff with a solid color, but this way we get the glowing, and I think it's a really neat effect. So what else? So I worked on the ballista rover here, I guess, missile truck, and also the radar vehicle behind there as well. So that was mainly my my aspect of this, and we'll pass you along to a whole bunch of other people. I guess we did want to mention that we got a little notice from the master builders from the TV show. So Mark Crickshank, he gave us his brick. I guess they're putting those around the show at their favorite build. So super honored that he likes our stuff.
Yeah, Mark's a fantastic builder, so that's really cool that he dropped that off for you guys here.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're all super proud and happy that it came together. We had a lot of work to do when we got to the con, as usual. So it's neat that it came together. So
there you go. We'll grab the next builder then.
Hi, I'm Caleb Swatsky. I built the helicopter here that's spinning rotors and moves up and down and stuff. All fits in one battery pack. And we've got 2 motors, one moving it up and down and one spinning the blades. I based it off of a G.I. Joe Cobra helicopter loosely, and had a lot of fun getting all the curves and stuff.
So there's a lot going on with this build, because you've got the rotors moving as well as it moving up and down.
Yeah, no. I definitely love to make my stuff move and perform functions. It was a challenge getting the motion all smooth, though. I had to eventually fit a neck bracket into a small gap to make everything smooth, but it's pretty complicated in there, so I try not to open it up and change things if it's working fine.
How has it been running at the show for you?
So far, it's been going pretty great. One battery change, but yeah, no major breakdowns. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, well, it's a great part of the layout. It really gives a nice like 3D pop to it with the movement there. So great job.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Hi, I'm Andrew Inman, and so I did a lot of stuff. Let's see, I'm kind of a mercenary on both sides of the team. So I built these helicopters right here. There's one up on the base too, getting prepared to launch, and then some of the miniature tanks along the ground. I also built the giant mech in the background, but that that was really interesting, trying to figure out how to get it to balance with all of its intricate
details, yeah.
Details, yeah.
No, that is difficult. So maybe explain your process a little bit there. So maybe if other people are wanting to build something similar, maybe they can get some tips from what you learned.
Yeah, so one of the things that I figured out was like trying to like surround the ball joint so that they could only move in certain directions helped a lot, because that was able to like secure the movement a bit more and make it sturdier. And yeah, that was really useful. But then just weight distribution, and I have some like cables in the back that are like holding up the middle section so that it can so that it won't fall over.
There you go, a little safety there.
Yep. And my brother and I also built the giant olive ship over there. So
That thing is massive, yeah.
yeah, it is. So we basically just built a giant Technic frame and then slowly started adding stuff. We ordered a bunch of olive parts to put on it, but a lot of the finer details were completed this week. So yeah, it was quite a rush, but it was really fun to get it here. Basically, what we got here is there's like just I added like a storage room, a couple laboratories, and then there's a tech room in the very back corner over there. There's also a mess hall and then a conference room in the front. And then the bridge up in there. I really tried to like add these like circular details to a lot of the furniture to try to give it like the same like consistent feel throughout. And the mess hall was really fun to try because of the like trans blue like table that I put in there.
Does this whole ship travel as one big piece then?
Yeah, it does. So we integrated a handle onto the front area between the mandibles. And so from there, you just grab it from there and then on the back, and we can just lug it around like that, and nothing really falls off. So it's pretty successful.
Well, that is super impressive. Thank you so much. Good work.
I am Kevin, and I built this large artillery truck for the olive and orange team. And I was really inspired to use these very large tires that LEGO came out with to just build a massive vehicle. And then I got the big huge gun there, which the first time I built was smaller, and I put it on the back of the truck and I was like, this is too small, gotta go bigger. And then I also did a lot of the groundwork here and worked on putting these treads into the ground for the tracks for where the vehicle had driven. I thought that was a fun detail.
Vehicle tracks like that are a great little detail that are easy to overlook, but add some nice like extra detail to the build.
Yeah, and then I had a little bit of a issue, but I got it angled here so you kind of get like the vehicle turning, and I just thought that would look so much better than it just driving straight.
And then is there like an interior to the sort of like cockpit area there?
There is an interior. It's a little challenging to get to, but I think I can pop this front section off. And so we got like the commander up there, and then there's a person down on the third floor, and then a couple like in like a floor in the middle. And then also this vehicle is fully remote controllable. So I've got these wheels powered, and then this one here does steering. Doesn't work on the display, too many obstacles, but took a bit of work to get that all geared down and be able to drive, because it's a really heavy vehicle.
I was hoping you just start destroying everything on the display here with it.
I might try that tomorrow afternoon. Just see what type of destruction we can cause.
This is a great addition to this side of the battle, though, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Simon Liu, and I did the Olive Air Force part of this collab. When we decided to come to Bricks Cascade, I wanted to do something with some of the builders that I've known and some of the builders I want to work with, and I came up with the idea of let's do like a olive invasion of some sort, because it's my almost trademark color scheme that I've been doing for quite a few while. But I did want to build something slightly different, so I actually started with the dropship here in the back. And I knew that once we decided we're going to do some sort of invasion, I wanted to drop off actual drones. So it's a bit hard to see, but you could actually fit 6 drones in the bay of the dropship, and you have that landing there, and you can see that there's all these different types of drones that are coming out. I did a set, and James did a set, and Andrew did a set in terms of the variations of the olive drones, and then I also did the olive fighters. The olive fighters is also pretty new. I've done a similar version of them before, but this one's got a bit more play features. So they actually have openable missile silos and landing gear that can fold down and so that it could actually land, and that one actually was up for no apparent reason, even though it was flying. But really, what we really want to do is just have something really fun to do, and it was incredible. And I pitched the idea, and then they just ran with it, and everyone's like, okay, let's do this, let's try that, and like I'm gonna bring my stuff, and let's see what we can do.
Yeah, it's just a really great group of builders, and the drones are fantastic. So maybe pick one of those up, and we can see if we can take a closer look there at those, because there's a lot of pieces in there.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of drones over the years, but this is arguably one of my favorites. The key new piece I have is actually the Overwatch guns, which, because they've got studs on two sides, allows me to do a new hip connection. A lot of the times with the drones is like it's hard to stand up, or it's been done so many times. So when this new piece came out, that allowed me to actually come up with a new type of drone, even though I've done many similar ones before. Usually it's always has to start with the droid body, because there's just so many good connection points. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basically connection points, and then from here, this is how I was able to get all this like crumbled in together. And another new idea I had was like, let's stick the arms on the top of the droid arm, so it creates kind of like shoulders and such, and all of this is pegged on in the back and such.
There's a lot packed into a small area there.
A lot. So I think Andrew pointed out that it's kind of monotonous to build all of these. These are pretty densely packed for the size they are. Like from a minifig perspective, I was actually quite happy that they are bigger, but this is probably the smallest one I've made at this scale that's this detailed, and so I've been very happy with that. And also, I can now see how you did that in Cheat. Right.
There you go. Yes, you can see the angled path. But they're also highly posable here as you look at them kind of running to the battlefield. So it's not just like an intricate design.
Yes, like that's the other thing. I want a bit of posability, but at this scale, you are somewhat limited into just how posable they can be without getting too big. So I think I try to keep it as small and compact as possible, while at least having some sort of movement that can happen.
Sure. Well, great work, Simon. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Eli Wilsey. I was on Team Landscape, so I was in charge of the back canyon wall along with Grant, but it ended up being me and a few other builders who actually built it for Grant, and then myself. So the technique you can see all along the back is just snotted bricks layered, and the way I actually built it, I built it in layers that would slide down over Technic axles, so I could work on individual layers and then stack up and get different variances in the layers, much like a real canyon. And I actually pushed the limits of my collection, because it's a lot of dark orange and medium dark flesh that I ended up using there, but I think the effect turned out pretty nice. There is a bonus feature, though, that was unintended in the building of this canyon wall, and that's what I like to call slinky mode. So because it's all separate layers, you can bend the canyon back, and it's like a play feature built into the canyons. So I can attempt to show you that, and hopefully it won't break. So here's slinky mode, the first ever that I've seen rockwork with a play function. Slinky mode. And that's my contribution to the collab. I'm not for Team Dark Blue or Team Olive Green. I'm Slinky mode, Team Slinky mode.
Yeah, I think you've started a trend here of rockwork with play features. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought we needed it?
Well, I think we need it.
Doug again, and we just wanted to mention one of the builders who isn't here, Peter Carmichael. He built the large blue base in the background here. I helped with like a few things, and Andrew Inman helped clean a little bit up at the end as well. But really just epic architecture, we thought. So definitely wanted to make sure you got a shout out there. And I think that covers pretty much all the builders here. Really great crew, obviously. We had a great time putting it together. And one of the fun things we've been doing is as the crowd comes by during the convention, we've been asking everyone which team they think is going to win the battle. And as you can imagine, this comes to some hilarious debates with like little kids coming up with great, like absurd circumstances and stories. But we were actually hoping to find out what the Beyond the Brick listeners thought. And so, of these two teams, Dark Blue versus Olive, who's going to take the cake, man? Who's going to get the Bubblegum River?
Sound off in the comments below, and you got to make a good case for why you think which one side will win.
All right, I can't wait to read this. Thanks, guys.
Well, yeah, great work. Thank you so much to everyone who took the time to show us the display here. Keep up the good work.